Rachel Zegler's much-awaited live-action Snow White remake experienced a shocking and dramatic collapse at the box office, igniting intense criticism and debate. Zegler has been under a lot of attention because of the film's failure, which has resulted in dreadful ticket sales, worldwide bans, and contentious public discussions. In this video, we will go through 7 key points that detail the fallout surrounding the movie's poor performance and the challenges Rachel Zegler has faced in its wake. Number 7. Box office disaster. One of the most eagerly awaited films of the year was Disney's live-action Snow White remake, which starred Rachel Zegler and was predicted to follow in the enormous success of the studio's other live-action adaptations, including Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin. The movie was considered one of Disney's most costly productions, with a production budget of about $250 million. Nevertheless, the film's first weekend was a huge letdown, earning only approximately $43 million at home and nearly $87.3 million abroad. This was significantly less than what the industry had predicted would be a global opening of well over $150 million. The lack of creativity and weak narrative in the film, audience fatigue with Disney's continuous remake approach, and poor marketing that failed to create enthusiasm were some of the reasons given by analysts for the failure. Many showings were half-empty or worse, which is unusual for a Disney tentpole, demonstrating the movie's poor success in the theaters themselves. In addition to having an effect on Disney's quarterly profits, this financial setback sparked industry-wide conjecture on the company's strategic orientation and raised major questions about the feasibility of upcoming live-action remakes. Number 6. Online mockery and backlash. After the movie's dismal box office performance, Rachel Zegler was swiftly the focus of scathing internet criticism and widespread mocking. In a previous interview, Zegler boldly declared that audiences will wait in queue to watch her films. In retrospect, this statement seemed unduly optimistic in light of Snow White's commercial failure, but social media users grabbed on it. On sites like Reddit, TikTok, and Twitter, Zegler was frequently framed as representative of the film's flaws in snarky tweets, memes, and critical video essays. Both fans and critics criticized her public image, charging her of being conceited and out of touch with the feelings of her audience. The criticism was directed not only at her performance, but also at the movie's alleged shortcomings, including its pacing, writing, and inability to convey the enchantment of the original animated masterpiece. Zegler became the target of fan ire due to the toxic atmosphere generated by this digital wave of hate. Some users even organized boycotts of her upcoming ventures. The severity of the online response brought to light how vulnerable celebrities are in the digital era, where public opinion can change quickly and harshly. Number 5. Controversies surrounding Zegler. Rachel Zegler's political activism and outspokenness had a major role in the Snow White issue. Before the movie came out, Zegler openly attacked the original 1937 Snow White animated movie, calling it inappropriate and out of date because of the way it portrayed racial and gender stereotypes. Many Disney fans and traditionalists saw her remarks as disrespectful to a cherished cultural icon, even if her goal was to promote a more contemporary and inclusive retelling. A sizable section of the fan base was offended by this critique since they felt obligated to preserve the legacy of the original movie. Additionally, Zegler's outspoken criticism of conservative perspectives and strong support for progressive political issues, such as social justice movements, further polarized viewers. She frequently made politically heated remarks in her interviews and social media posts, which some viewers found offensive or polarizing. A complicated public persona was produced by this fusion of political action and cultural criticism. Some saw it as courageous and genuine, while others rejected it as controversial or unfit for a family movie star. The ensuing divisiveness probably had a part in some groups' decreased interest in the movie. Number 4. Theaters pulling the film and international ban. Many theaters started cutting back on screenings or removing Snow White entirely as it was having trouble drawing crowds in order to make place for more lucrative releases. This quick drop in theater attendance made it much harder for the movie to make a profit, which led to a vicious cycle of diminishing exposure and earnings. More importantly, the movie was completely banned in Lebanon, a nation with stringent regulations that forbid showing films with Israeli actors or anything seen to be pro-Israel. This worldwide ban highlighted the intricate ways that politics and entertainment connect globally and denied the movie access to a significant Middle Eastern market. The prohibition also spurred more general discussions about the difficulties studios have when recruiting actors with contentious histories and the significance of geopolitical ties in movie distribution. Number 3. Fallout with co-stars and Disney. Tensions reportedly increased behind the scenes between Disney executives, Rachel Zegler, and her co-star Gal Gadot. Because of her political activism and Israeli identity, Gadot's inclusion had already caused controversy in some areas, and Zegler's vocal social media presence only served to increase tension. Disney executives reportedly instructed Zegler to minimize her online activity and refrain from making politically sensitive remarks throughout the promotional campaign because they were worried about the movie's public perception and box office chances. Zegler, however, rejected these pleas, opting instead to stick to her strong position and not remove or moderate her posts. The studio apparently found it difficult to strike a balance between Zegler's genuineness and the requirement to appeal to a wide audience as a result of this resistance, which caused conflict within the production crew and hindered marketing efforts. Disney's subsequent moves to limit Zegler's participation in upcoming studio projects and lessen her exposure in promotional materials may have been influenced by the tense relationships. According to industry insiders, this conflict was a reflection of more serious difficulties in handling politically fervent employees in a time of increased social awareness. Number 2. Real-world harassment and security concerns. There were severe worries about Rachel Zegler's personal safety as a result of the backlash against her, which went beyond online criticism to include frightening harassment in person. Zegler made it known that she had received threatening messages and death threats from irate fans and critics, some of whom were driven by ideological or political differences. Even more unsettling were tales of people appearing close to her home, fostering an atmosphere of hostility and danger. Given the geopolitical issues surrounding Gal Gadot, Disney reportedly increased security for her, but Zegler reportedly did not receive the same degree of protection. The studio's dedication to protecting its talent, particularly younger performers who might be more susceptible to abuse, was called into question by this discrepancy. The incident brought to light the darker side of stardom in the digital era, when social media amplification can turn famous personalities into the focus of fierce and perhaps harmful criticism. It also emphasized how studios must create more thorough security procedures to shield their stars from threats and abuse. Number 1. Disney's damage control and moving on. Disney launched a calculated damage control attempt to safeguard its reputation and other projects in the wake of the movie's dismal box office performance and the escalating issues. The studio reduced Rachel Zegler's participation in promotional activities by postponing scheduled premieres and restricting her Snow White-related media appearances. Disney made a clear move to break the bad reputation of Snow White by shifting its marketing attention to other upcoming projects, such the live-action Lilo and Stitch remake. According to industry insiders, the studio is hesitant to make additional investments in the Snow White franchise and has no imminent plans for spin-offs or sequels, which reflects a re-evaluation of the property's commercial potential. This retreat also serves as a warning about the dangers of promoting and casting vocal actors in well-known family films. As she works through the aftermath and tries to repair her reputation and professional connections, Rachel Zegler is going through a difficult time in her career. The circumstance highlights the intricate relationship that exists in Hollywood's changing landscape between politics, corporate interests, and celebrities. The Snow White controversy highlights the complex challenges of fame in today's polarized world. Rachel Zegler and Disney now face the delicate task of moving forward amid intense scrutiny and shifting audience expectations. Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to subscribe.